What's up, guys? We back another week, another pod. We got a full squad here going. Got the quartet, the quad box. And we're gonna be talking about NBA today, NBA predictions. Believe the season starts on Tuesday. So that's gonna be good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. I'm excited to talk about a sport where my team is good, much better than the usual sport we talk. So I'm excited. How about special guest Dylan
Yes,
Mulvaney
sir.
today?
Glad to be back. We've been busy with the fall ball for volley, but got a little Friday podcast instead of Wednesday. So I'm practicing until 6 today. Can hop on. I'm happy to talk hoops, Celtics guy. So whenever I get the chance to brag, I will.
All of my sports teams are good. So,
Is Jake in the best sports situation right now?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
We did just as good or better than the Phillies. The
Yeah.
Thunder are better than the Sixers, and the Redskins are better than the Eagles.
If the Yankees win a championship, you got to consider Flood.
Hell no. His quarterback is Daniel Jones, bro.
Bro, it's just like
his quarterback is Daniel Jones, bro.
17 weeks of the NFL. It's like it has to go to the top. You know what I mean?
But those weeks are so much more important than There's 1 month of baseball. There's 1 month of baseball, and it's almost over. And they're gonna sell. There's no way they come back from what happened last night.
Yeah, and just because the nature of our friend group, like the sports that everybody follows, the NFL will always be number one. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And like basketball, you got like 2 or 3 months with playoffs. You get like end of April, May, and finals are in June.
Yeah.
So like
football, you literally get.
So like me and you, we get that. You might get a little bit of that. But yeah.
Jake, when you point, you might be.
Oh, is there a different octo box for every? Oh,
but no. All of our basketball teams are.
They need to
extremely competent right now.
Yes, they're probably 4 of the top.
I was about to say the fact that the Sixers are probably the least competent team out of this is nuts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Today we have. Go ahead.
Yeah. Are we going bottom to top or top to bottom?
How y'all want to do
bottom to top?
Get
up,
bottom to
down,
top,
up.
And we can sort of skim some teams. But today we have NBA standings. In case you don't know what it is, let's start in the Eastern Conference. That sound good to everybody? Eastern Conference. Okay, I did a little bit of a tier list, as Dylan said he also did, but I do have official like standings and numbers next to teams. So 15
I just have
and 14
the teams,
that I don't
but
think
I can
we
group
need to
them.
Discuss are the Nets and the Wizards, and then also the Pistons, who are right above them.
That's my 15, 14, 13 as well.
Yeah. So we can discuss the Pistons if you want, because they're more interesting, but the Nets and the Wizards are kind of,
they're in Cooper Flag season.
Yeah, easy to skim through.
Yeah, I have Wizards bottom, Nets next, and then Pistons at 13.
Okay.
I will say though.
Go ahead, Jake.
I will say, isn't Valanciunas on the Wizards or something?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a sneaky sign. Like he's probably the best veteran player on any of those 3 teams. So I would not be surprised if it's like Wizards at 12, Pistons, Nets. But like these 3 teams blow.
I don't
Shout
know,
out.
dude.
There's not much to say.
The Wizards and the Nets, I think, are going to actively try to lose. I don't think the Pistons are going to actively try to lose, even if they're going to be just as bad. Like, I could see a world where the Pistons win like 3 to 4 more games than the Nets and the Wizards, just because they're still like trying to develop and win games. And they have like Tobias Harris is a competent NBA player, dude. Like he upgrades the roster. Objectively, he upgrades the roster, even if he's not good. He's okay. And the Pistons take okay 3-point shooting around Cade, like okay offensive production, just because that's what they need. So I have the Nets, the Wizards, and I actually had the Bulls slotted in at 13.
That's fine.
Before the Pistons.
I got the Bulls at 12.
Yeah.
So.
I just I don't know. I think the Bulls roster could look the most different by the trade deadline for all 4 of these teams. So.
Yeah,
I think that they can move on from Zach and hopefully move on from Vooch, even though they probably won't be able to.
The only thing I had for the Pistons was they kind of signed the like non-really team-focused veterans as their guys. Like they signed Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. Those guys aren't your typical team vets.
For sure.
Like, and then on top of that, you have JB Bickerstaff as the coach who, I talked about last year. I thought that was the main issue with the Cavs, who was honestly coaching, especially given where their roster
I agree with that.
I think they're going to be pretty bad as well. And then the Bulls, you're right. The Bulls are bad. And the Bulls did lose DeMar DeRozan, who played 79 games for them last year. And
who, cares?
Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. But the Bulls have a better outlook for Bulls fans than they've had, in years. So
yeah. And I don't know if this makes sense, but I see like Manas Buzelis as like 5 years down the road as a ceiling raiser, and I don't see him as a floor raiser for the first year of this like Bulls new regime.
Yeah, it'll take time for sure. Anyway, moving on. I have 3 teams in a tier at 9, 10, and 11. Those 3 teams being the Hawks at 9, the Raptors at 10, and the Hornets at 11 for me. Anyone have differences? Think one of those teams is going to surprise people?
I didn't predict it, but I would not be surprised if Trey Bullyball gets the Hawks a little bit higher. Now that there's no DeJounte, but they got worse. So, like objectively.
Yeah, I will say just because as I said to Dylan before the pod, I did a lot of Zachary Ricochet scouting yesterday. Is
he starting for them?
Yeah, he should.
He's starting. For them. I like they need to take as many shots at upside. Like I'd rather shoot for upside with them because you already have a star player. Why not try and go get? That's proven that he needs another star, but not another ball dominant one.
Yes, it just can't be a guard.
It can't be a guard exactly.
And Zachary Ricochet he's the perfect off-ball player. Like if he hits his ceilings, he's going to be such an unbelievable off-ball player, which is perfect for the ball dominance that Trae Young likes to play. Like I think they could be a good pairing, but they could also, move on from Trae. We'll see how it goes with them.
Yeah.
And then I honestly like the Raptors, but I just think they're too young. I would say RJ might have a pretty good year.
I like Scotty.
Yeah. And then
I mean, if LaMelo goes on a tear, the Hornets will be there. But is he going to be healthy because they actually have they have a team that I like, but I don't know if they're going to be healthy or if it's going to work.
The Hornets are sneaky,
and they might tank. All 3 of these teams are sneaky and could get the older head teams in this division, get a little bit higher than them, but they don't have any there's no culture, bro.
I could see a big Brandon Miller year. I think it's entirely possible. One where he wins Most Improved, even though that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I digress. Moving on. Okay. They're in separate tiers, but not marginal enough to not group them together. I have 2 through 8 all in one, but I'll just start at the bottom. My 8 is the Miami Heat. The only thing that honestly makes me think that they'll be any higher is that I believe it's a Jimmy contract year, so he might put a little extra effort in the regular season than he does in previous years. But I also just in general don't love their team and the way it's constructed. So I have them at 8. Anyone have a different 8 or anything to say?
No.
My standings have been the exact same as yours.
Yeah, Aiden. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine right. 15 up.
2 through 7 was the real thing that I literally had no idea what to do because I think they could all be within a game.
Interchanged.
Similar to what we saw last year. But at 7, because I had to pick one, I put the Pacers. Only because I think the Bucks are the worst of this tier, but I think regular season they should be fine. And I think the Pacers are kind of just the odd man out right now when I look at the teams, in all honesty. I couldn't give you that good a reason for why they can't be 3 or 2 in the regular season. That's just sort of where I have them. Anybody?
I've got the Cavs, but that's just because I was so high on them the last 2 years, and it just hasn't worked yet. So maybe it works this year. And like you were saying earlier about JB, maybe a new coach coming in really helps them because I love Mobley. I'm the biggest Donovan Mitchell guy there probably is. But until I see it during the regular season, I can't keep being high on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. Like, you could argue for them at probably 3, like up to 3.
Yeah, and I think like regular season, that's fine. You could argue them at 2. I don't think they're the tier of the second best team in the East, but I think that you can make an argument. So then I have Bucks at 6, Cavs at 4, Cavs at 5, and then Sixers at 4. The only reason the Sixers were lower than I would have them in a tier list is just because of some of the health issues. Obviously, PG's already hurt, and Embiid is likely to play in limited games to ensure he's ready for the playoffs, which is the best move for the franchise, even if it sacrifices seeding. So the Magic are the team that I would say are probably differ from you guys, because I have them at 3. I like the move to get KCP, and I really like their defense. I think it's very portable for a lot of different situations. The only thing I worry about is obviously on the other end of the ball. They could run into some issues because they really don't have matchup offensive, formations, for lack of a better word, that they could go to that could present some issues for them.
Well, my Magic take, I had the Magic at 3. Well, first of all, the Sixers are not going to be that good in the regular season, at least, because Paul George is out and Embiid is injured. But I think the Magic's roster is like really conducive to like successful regular season. They're relatively deep and they're relatively young. And then also Paolo in the playoffs looked really good against the Cavs. I forget what his exact averages were, but I know in Game 7 at least, like
30, 10, and 10.
Yeah, he was really good in the playoffs. I'm a big Paolo guy. And I like the roster, and yeah, KCP, great ad. They needed defense and shooting, and he is very good at both of those, which also kind of reflects in my Nuggets pick. But yeah, I pretty much have the same as you. I think we might have identical, like 1 through 5 at least.
Yeah, Knicks 2, Celtics 1 for me, by the way, just because that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's a given, I think.
Yeah.
I think where I differ from everyone is I have the Pacers at 4. Mm-hmm. Just because I think a healthy Tyrese they were 1 in the East for a while.
Yeah.
And I think they care about the regular season. Like they won the in-season tournament and they, played really hard. And that was without. Did they lose it?
They lost to the Lakers.
The Lakers won
in the championship.
Oh, LeBron, glorious. Anyway, well, they made it that far. Whatever.
Yeah, they did.
I think they really care, and they got young guys. It's similar to the Magic, where I think they're kind of deep. I think they care a lot. And like a full season of Pascal is probably going to do good for them, both for regular season and playoffs.
Yeah. Pacers could shoot their way into a top 3 seed, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
For sure.
And for me, I had actually them all the way down at 7, I think. Yeah. For me, it's what do you prefer between the Magic and the Pacers? Do you like the defense of the Magic or the offense of the Pacers? And in the regular season, for me at least, I'm going to go with the defense just because that can pretty much show up night in and night out for the Magic. And the Pacers,
it doesn't change.
If you have a down shooting night, you could drop. The Magic will not lose to bad teams. I'm pretty sure they were 22. I just looked it up. 22 and 4 against sub 500 teams last year.
And the Pacers were bad against sub 500 teams.
Exactly. So the Magic are just 23 and 6. The Magic are against sub 500 teams. So they're just prone to never lose to bad teams. Versus the Pacers could let some slip. I will say I agree with Jake's point is a healthy Tyrese Pacers looked like a top 4 to 5 team in the league. You know what I mean? So I think that
was before Pascal too.
Yeah, exactly. And a full summer of gelling with an upgraded roster
and getting back to healthy.
Come from Andrew Nembhard, Miles Turner feels like he gets better every year. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think they could be good, but I had them at 7.
I mean, don't get it wrong. I've got them 4 or 5. That'll be my playoff matchup round 1.
The middle of the East is going to be such an entertaining race again.
Yeah, it'll be a bloodbath.
To your Cavs point, Jake, is that they were the unhealthiest team in the league last year.
Yeah,
one of.
I know.
They got so
all
unlucky.
4 of them were in the 50s, in games played or something like that.
It was insane how unlucky with injury they were. If they stay healthy, dude, they could jump everybody except for the Celtics and Knicks, and like it wouldn't surprise me.
I could see them just because I love Jared Allen and Mobley. I love that bottom two, and Mitchell he's a playoff performer. Say what you're not efficient. I know Nick's gonna type in something and yell at me in 15 minutes about it, but like I think he's like on like he's a playoff riser. I think we talked about this last year at some point. Like he's their Brunson. I don't know if he's ever been as good as Brunson. Maybe against the Nuggets, like a couple years ago in the bubble. But I saw that, Nick. I agree, but I'm not going to say anything to piss him off. I agree.
Both your star players do the exact same thing and cannot be talking. But,
hey, whoa! Mine just is like he's just too smooth. Don't rip on my star player. He doesn't free throw hunt.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, the only thing that had me with the Pacers at 7 was I sort of did slip my mind with some of the Tyrese health concerns from last regular season, but they didn't make any significant moves anywhere that would make me suggest they improve in the ways that some of the other teams did, except for the Bucks, who I did have at 6 as well, which was harsh, So that was kind of my thing. And the Cavs didn't make roster moves, but it was the coaching that kept them
at 5
for me. Yeah, because I think that is very important for them.
Wait, so Aiden, go through? You have Heat, and then who's your 7? Do you have the Sixers?
Heat,
Pacers.
Bucks,
Okay.
Cavs, Sixers, Magic, Knicks. Is the
okay. Yeah. I just got a little lost with my numbers.
Yeah, I will say I'm very excited. We don't have to touch on them because they were the clear 2 for everybody, but I am very excited to see a 5-out spacing to allow Brunson in isolation and see if the free throws still remain. We'll see. He's going to get to the line.
I mean, Tibbs is going to – they might get the one – you know what my hottest take is? They might get the 1 seed because the Knicks are going to freaking run their starters into the ground during the regular season.
You know that narrative is like mostly –
It's wrong. Bro.
Nope, it's Tibbs.
Right?
Nope.
Like,
nope.
It is incorrect. Like
Brunson was like
13th.
Brunson was 13th in regular season minutes last year.
With the exception of 2020,
and that was before they were
chasing
a 1 seed. Before they were chasing a 1 seed. Now they're going to be chasing a 1 seed. That boy's going to be first by a mile.
We were chasing the 2 seed last year, to be fair. So I think we did up our players' minutes in the second half. But what happened first was players.
I saw what Tibbs did in the playoffs.
Players got hurt, and then the minutes went up. So that's why I think Josh Hart's probably very high because once players got hurt, he was just playing all day.
Every other coach would have done the exact same thing that Tibbs did for their rotations. What was Brunson, Nick? Did you just look it up?
Yeah, he was 14th.
Yeah,
exactly.
We heard the clicking.
If Nick is quiet, that means you said something correct.
Well, there's something to be said about the fact that every year a Tom Thibodeau team underperforms in the playoffs, at least. So
I would say
last year was over. I thought they were
last year they were the 2 seed and lost in the second round. How's that?
Not this year, but
I thought they lost to the Celtics.
2 years ago?
No, the Pacers did. Yeah, y'all suck.
2 years ago, I would say it wasn't really an underperforming. I mean, I guess we lost to the Heat, who were the 8 seed or whatever. But like, I would say getting to the second round for that team, like when you don't consider opponent, was fine. For the past year's team, I would say conference finals would have been where the expectation was. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
the East. Go ahead.
Let's talk about it. Do you guys think there's a world where the Knicks can finish above the Celtics? I was actually thinking about this today as soon as Aiden texted me.
I said it was a hot take. I didn't say I predicted it. I just said realistic.
I would say I could see the Knicks and Sixers beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. I wouldn't predict it. But if you're going for the 1 seed, no. I mean,
I meant regular season. I didn't mean playoffs.
I don't think anyone's touching the Celtics in the playoffs.
Again,
that's how I see it.
I have one team I think that can touch the Celtics, but they're not in this conference. So,
yeah, we're in the other one. Ha ha
ha. But yeah, no, regular season, with the exception of maybe some championship hangover and some of what Jake says coming into fruition, I would say the Celtics will pretty clearly be the 1 seed. I would project similar to last year where you have that 2 through 7 all bunched and then the 1 just way up.
Like the Celtics are like 5 or 6 games ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
If not 10.
It'll be interesting to see how long the Knicks take to gel. Because, like, that's a real thing. You know what I mean? They're not just going to step on the court and, like, be this really good team. And same thing with the Sixers, right? Like, even though Paul George is kind of like a plug and play, it's still going to take some time.
Yeah, Aiden, we haven't talked about this on the pod. How do you? I mean, you said you like the 5-out. Do you mind looking at the trade a month later?
I like it more than I liked it initially, for sure.
Yeah,
because
I think I came to that too.
I dove into some of Cat's film to get a better impression, because obviously I have had a negative connotation.
What's your nickname for him again?
I don't have one. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the greatest name. I think the viewers should be.
So and I realized, in all honesty, the play styles of Julius Randle and Karl-Anthony Towns are very similar. As weird as it sounds to say, they are quite similar in that Julius Randle has the decisive shooting that Cat likes to do, but he actually makes it. And they both like to work in the post a good amount. I think he'll be a good fit for us.
Okay.
I worry a bit about the rim protection, but obviously if Mitchell Robinson can stay healthy, that can help us with some of that. But that's a big if, because he's had injuries throughout his entire career. So I don't know. I could see us trading Mitchell for something, but I think the offense has a very high ceiling, is what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, you probably had to give him up. I just hate giving away DiVincenzo.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is,
but you probably had to do it to get it done, and obviously the GM thinks that having Cat is more impactful on winning.
Well, yeah.
Which it is. No, it is. It's just that you hate giving up Dante.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's how I would feel if I was a Knicks fan. Yeah.
It was sort of a McHale thing, where now that we had McHale, Dante's offensive role was going to be limited a bit, and assuming McHale can shoot, because I've seen his jumper looks a little weird at the moment.
Yeah. Is that video real?
Yeah, no, it is real. It is real. Apparently his jump, I don't know exactly, but his jumper has progressively gotten kind of worse as time has gone on in terms of how the form looks, but I'm hoping that's just to get it off. He traded basically form for release timing is what I saw. So I'm hoping it's still good, but if he can shoot, then shooting isn't going to be an issue without Dante DiVincenzo. Obviously he's helpful for it, but and then the wing defenders are the things I'm most excited for with the Knicks, OG and McHale, with McHale being more of the guard type defender and OG being the more versatile, in terms of that other end of the spectrum. I would say that is probably the most exciting thing to look for from us. But
yeah, I love that you guys are pushing the chips all in.
Yeah.
In a time where and I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but there's a hugely dominant team in the East. It's super cool to see you guys not back down and be we're gonna build a roster that can match up literally position for position with this team. But now your defensive potential with both of the wings, and hopefully if Cat can kind of buy into whatever defensive system
he showed
that you guys have going on, and he did in the playoffs to an extent with the Timberwolves. And then, to also match the offensive firepower. It's going to be cool. I'm excited to see that. Nick, you said it starts Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern Time. Celtics Knicks. Yes, sir.
0-1.
Yeah, the most important thing is just that our GM is a person I can be confident in, which is just a crazy turnaround from previous Knicks regimes. So
yeah. Are you guys fully healthy coming into the game?
Yes. No Mitchell, but that was.
Bet on it?
I do not bet on sports.
Neither do I.
I do not bet on sports. I am not allowed to, and I do not do it. Anyway, Western Conference.
Yo, Nick, 10 on. I got Celtics spread.
Western Conference. I assume we'll have the same bottom two again. Jazz 14, Trailblazers 15 for me. No, we're well off according to the two on the right side of my screen being.
No, I'm just kidding. It's the same teams. I just have them.
Oh, never mind. Just Nick.
I have flipped.
I have Jazz 15, Clippers 14.
Yeah, actually, I switched that after the Kawhi news. After the Kawhi news, I literally put them at 14.
Guess who has their unprotected first-round pick this year?
I have the Clippers at 13.
You guys have to trade that, Jake. You don't need another fucking.
Well, what if they get
No,
Cooper Flash?
It's all going into Cooper, baby. It's all going into Cooper.
Well, and then also the amount of assets to do that it'll give them. Like, why would they just give away the pick to give away the pick if it's going to be a top
What are you
5
talking
pick?
about? It's going to be like a top 2 pick.
I don't know. Yeah, I have the Clippers at 13, but we don't really need to discuss any of those teams. The Clippers basically lost Kawhi and Paul George, so they now suck.
And Westbrook.
They're relying on a 36-year-old James Harden.
Bro, if 2018 Harden comes back, he's officially my favorite player ever. Like, that would be the most goated season of all time, bro. If he just is out here, he's averaging 40.
I think that's going to be my next Instagram comment. I'm not a system player. I'm a system, or I am the system or something.
Yeah.
41,
that's
41.
the hardest quote. That's the hardest.
I know you guys know that Stephen A. Smith clip. 37, 48.
Yeah.
51, 54.
56. Yeah. No.
Okay.
My next two, I had the exact same three. Were in order.
I think I'd have a wild bet. We all have the same 5.
Yeah.
12 Spurs, 11 Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have them flipped, but yeah. Warriors 12, Spurs 11.
What are the odds they trade Steph? It's negative, right?
No, it's not happening.
There's no way, right?
I don't think there's
But
a
what
world
if-
where they're like a little bit good if Kuminga is good and Derpod steps up and Buddy Hield shoots the fucking skin off the ball. Like, I think they have a higher ceiling than the Spurs, even though the Spurs obviously have Wemby.
To me, it's all Andrew Wiggins for the Warriors. That's the most important.
yeah.
thing.
Trash,
Wiggins
bro.
to All-Star form, which is not going to happen.
I mean, how old is he? He's not old.
28.
Yeah, so I think he could at least get somewhat back to what he was doing.
Dude, he was not good last year, though.
but-
He was
Well,
really
again,
Who?
I have the Warriors at 12. I think the Spurs. I would not be surprised if the Spurs find their way into the play-in. In all honesty, and I know we've already hashed this out a little bit. I think.
DP
But I
0
just-
rings.
He's an upgrade. Like it or not, he is an upgrade, and he is a very good player to have with Victor Wembanyama.
That's
I
gonna
agree. He did a lot of work for Shea. He'll do a lot of work for Wemby.
Yeah,
I
and
agree. I don't
I think
disagree.
Vassell should be, he should be better because of this. His responsibilities tick down a little
And
bit.
Keldon, too.
Yeah, Keldon's now on the bench based on what I saw, which is better for his
It's
role
not
as well.
CP, Vassell, Keldon,
It's
insert.
Harrison Barnes.
Shohan.
It's Harrison Barnes, and he
They
was
really
solid.
want
I mean,
to play
he
in.
shot
Then
38
that's a
and half,
play in.
but
That's a play in move. That's a play in move.
I don't know. And then I'm more excited for Stephon Castle than I was. Obviously, my big thing
I like
is
him.
shooters or guards who can't shoot. I hate typically, so I had to overcome some of that preconceived notions about him. But outside of shooting the basketball, he's a very good basketball player. And the defensive upside with him on the court with Wemby as well, I think is quite high. So I'd be excited for that if I'm a Spurs fan. Anyway, at 10,
It's gonna be a fun year
think,
for Spurs.
My big thing with the Spurs is that their whole team can't shoot. I just looked it up.
Wemby,
Wemby shot 32% from 3 last year.
It'll improve. I
it'll
swear.
only get better.
Vassell was 34. Keldon Johnson and CP were both 37. And Sochan is...
What's the league average? Like 35?
I mean, Harrison was 38 and a half-ish.
So if you don't have a single shooter on your
If-
team that's shooting 40% from 3, and your team's average is 34, it seems like in this league, in this day and age, that's really bad, especially when your best player is a center who wants and needs to have the paint open to operate.
I
I think that's going to hurt them a lot.
I
The
would
league
predict
average for
Wem-
3-point percentage, just for shits and gigs, is 36-6.
I would
So,
predict Wemby.
They have a couple guys that are almost the.
Vassell's three-pointer is going to go up. His unguarded catch and shoot is something like 42, and I predict he gets much more of that now that he has a point god, as some have called him. But yeah, I can see your point on that. And then
Who
the
is
addition
called
of Harrison
Zero?
Barnes.
Like you're
But
saying,
yeah.
you think they'll get better looks.
Yes,
Definitely.
I'm saying the
I
looks
agree.
will get better, so the efficiency
I think they'll-
will
yeah,
get
I agree.
better.
Wemby learning to play make a little more.
Anyway,
There's a route to improve shooting.
yeah.
And it starts with having a very good passing point guard.
Did we say
And also-
10 or no?
Everyone has the threat to shoot on the team, besides
Yeah.
Stephon Castle.
Yeah,
but
they don't have
all of their
complete
starting
numbers.
five
And
will
Sochan.
shoot.
Sochan.
Oh, I forgot about him. He's so terrible. I hate him.
Wait.
I like him a lot, dude.
They have two of my least favorite players on the team. They have him.
He's trying to be LeBron, bro. He played the 1, he played the 2, he played the 3, he played the 4. Now
I really like Yomi Sochan.
I
do not like Sochan. Have y'all seen him shoot free throws? It's like.
Anyway,
I forgot about him.
Did we say 10 or no in that whole thing?
No, I have him at 12.
No, because I only went through the next 2.
Okay, at 10 I have the Kings, which might differ from some, but.
Me too.
Oh.
I just don't see DeMar DeRozan filling many holes for them that elevate them to be much better than what they were previously, in all honesty. But go ahead. Say your 10. No.
I figured out.
Different opinions. Different opinions are good.
I have the Rockets at 10.
Yeah, I have the Rockets too.
I think I was more so my mouth's open to where I have the Kings.
I have the Kings at 9, so you probably have something ridiculous.
We're gonna have a discussion a little bit.
Why are you high on the Kings, Clark?
I think it's just they're all buying into it. They have a bunch of guys that are buying into it, and DeMar's a regular season player. So you're going to add a regular season player on top of a regular season team. They're going to be lighting the beam.
Dude, they're another team where I'm worried about the jumper because
DeMar
DeRozan can't shoot threes, Sabonis can't shoot threes, even De'Aaron Fox, not a very good shooter.
It'll work.
Kevin Huerter had a 36 year last year. He needs to come back to that 40 or whatever he was at.
I am high on them. I just think it's going to work. I don't know why. I just think it's going to work.
I mean, they were the 4th? What seed were they 2 years ago?
They were like the 3, I think.
You guys know they
only
were
lost the 3 seed,
2 less games last year. It was just everybody else.
It's just the West got so much better. Yeah.
But the issue for them is there's a team behind them last year that is going to be ahead of them this year, and I'm very confident in that. So
I have them at 5 anyway.
Yeah.
I just think they're a regular season. Team. They're not going to do well in the playoffs.
I mean, it's sort of the same thing as the East, where, like, what is it, 4 through 11? I think are pretty interchangeable for me.
I just think their starting 5 is so much better than every team below them. Well, not every team in the playoffs, but like they'll play the Suns, Warriors, Spurs, Clippers, Portland Jazz, and I don't think like they'll drop a game to them. I just think
Did you look at the records?
Oh yeah, you're right about the two losses.
Like they didn't get that much worse. Just everybody else got better. If DeMar DeRozan would start shooting threes and like shooting league average from 3, then I think there's some upside in how they can improve. But if he doesn't shoot, then he just kind of crowds and takes away shots. But Jake's right. He is a regular season player. He's going to give you 20 whatever points a night. And
that's the thing. They also, it's like they have 3 guys that I think can average 18 to 20. Well, De'Aaron can average 25 plus, but like and then 2 guys average 20. Keegan Murray's a good shooter. Huerter is a good shooter. I don't know. I just like
what did Keon Ellis shoot? Nick, did you see?
I don't know. I didn't see.
That's
I will say, I think this is to Aiden's point. If you look at the teams below the Kings last year, the Trailblazers will almost definitely be like 10 plus wins better this year because last year they were all injured. The Spurs will probably be 10 plus games better this year. The Grizzlies will probably be like 20 or 30 wins.
30.
I have the Grizz pretty.
Yeah, so I mean, out of like the 6 teams below the Kings, at least half of them will be significantly better, and then even like the Rockets, I think will be better. So
yeah,
I think they'll just pretty much stay where they were.
I think they're better though too. I don't think DeMar's
their wins
bad.
might progress where they were, or even better. But the West is like it's an odd place to be for sure because those bottom teams are going to have close to 60 losses, and the top teams will be like the Kings. It's realistic that they're almost a 50-win team and also the 10 seed, which is insane. Like,
yeah, or on the other side, just because of how
I think like 11 through 5. I think 11 through 5 are all going to be pretty, or 10 through 5, because I don't think the Warriors are going to be.
The one like last thing I'll say about the Kings, sort of back to Nick's initial point, was with how much they use Sabonis as their hub for everything they do. I think having shooters makes that work so much better than not. So like Kevin Huerter actually is a guy who's going to be very important to them because if he can go back to the 40% or whatever he was shooting, then that makes their offense so much more explosive. Out of where, by the way, Dylan? Where did Kevin Huerter go to college?
UMD. Yes, sir.
Anyway, I am. Let's see. Who do I have next? Oh yeah, at number 9, I have a team that I think is probably the hardest to predict of anybody, and that is the New Orleans
I have them
Pelicans.
too. Oh no, I do not.
Actually, they're the second hardest team.
I
really like the Pelicans, and I'm really worried about the Pelicans at the exact same time, because my issue with them is they can do some of, I forget where I heard this, but it's kind of true. They can do some of the old Rockets stuff with their small ball. They have a bunch of shooters and great wing defender. They've Herb Jones, who's one of the best defenders in the NBA. But my issue with them is the way they want to play is so dependent on Zion being healthy for them to be that small ball 5 that I just worry that once he goes down, which I don't think is inevitable per se, but I think is, somewhat likely given his history, I'm not sure they have a lot of answers. Like plugging Daniel Tyson there, I think is just going to mess up the way they want to play. And so I do worry about that, but they have as high a ceiling as anybody to me. So they can be anywhere.
I have the Suns at 9 because I have zero faith in that team's depth outside, and it's the 3. That's how good are the 3 going to be? And for the regular season, where Kevin and Bradley probably don't want to play every game, I do not have like how I've said some teams are regular season teams. They're the opposite. Now I don't think they're even a playoff team, but like they'll be dangerous for a play-in game or two. Like I would not want to see the Suns in a elimination game for them. But I mean, we also saw them got like freaking dog walk last year. So
yeah, they did do a little bit to try like their best to upgrade their depth because they have literally no breathing room. But they signed Tyus Jones, which is like a real point guard.
Yeah, and I really liked the Ryan Dunn pick for them. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah,
though I'm not like, look, I get it, bro. He couldn't shoot, and I'm not buying the stuff.
No, he's gonna come in and defend.
I don't know if you guys saw in his last year at UVA, Ryan Dunn hit 7 threes in the entire season. In the preseason game yesterday for the Suns, he hit 6. But so maybe he'll be fine, but also great defender as depth because their depth was so ass last year. But then, as Dylan's point, Tyus Jones is the most important signing of like the whole offseason because letting Devin Booker go back to like his
not being point Book
is so good. We saw Book look so good in the Olympics playing off ball. Book look was so good.
He was probably off ball Book. It was probably the most important part of
they needed somebody
he went
to
and
do
took
that.
And I agree with that, but does that mean that Devin Booker needs Olympic level like caliber players to be that?
He has. KD.
Well, okay. My biggest concern.
KD's going to play half the games this season. It's the same thing as Embiid.
My biggest
I'm
concern
so serious
with the Suns is their starting lineup is not like good at defense at all. Like they can't play any defense. So you're telling me we're relying on that Olympic level defense from Devin Booker for 82 games
to stop 5 people?
Yeah, without like taking away from his offensive production.
They don't have a 5, dude.
I'm a little worried. They still have Nurkic at the 5, I guess.
They literally don't have a 5.
Who was also made of glass. Oh my god.
One thing I would say is I hope that it's not going to happen.
I hope.
Dream scenario is that the Suns come around and have Bradley Beal come off the bench and have Grayson Allen start.
See, I'm in a different sort of thing. If Ryan Dunn can shoot at a 30% clip, I'd start Ryan Dunn.
But if that's like a back half of the season thing.
If he can just make it so they don't paint sit, I would start Ryan Dunn and put Bradley Beal on the bench. That's exactly what I do because you need him for your defense.
You guys sound a lot like. Where do you guys have the Suns? It sounds like you guys are way higher than
7, 8 maybe
6,
7,
6.
Okay,
50 games last year with Bradley Beal being hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
Go through 6, 7, 8. I have the Pelicans at 8 for me, but I love like literally
every Pelicans at 8.
Every year I come in and I'm like, how can the Pelicans be this low? Like they are so good, and then they figure out a way, and you don't know what's going to happen with Brandon Ingram, and I don't know.
I think DeJounte being the point guard,
but I love
be
that.
So they're going to probably be the best defensive team in the West outside of.
If DeJounte plays defense again.
Well, and given his defensive responsibility gets a lot easier. Like I think I saw it was in a Kenny video. He had he was top 5 in hardest overall defensive matchups in the league or something. So basically, he was
That's
getting
Trae
the
Young
run
was
every single
his running mate.
night, and it was difficult. So now that he has elite level defenders around him, I would expect his defense to get better. But
I agree.
Like the Pelicans just have to sort of impose their will on other teams and play the transition fast style they can play while having that defense be elite. But, there's issues.
How much money would you guys pay to see a healthy Zion season? Like through regular 60-game regular season and then full playoffs. I'd pay so much money.
With the way this team
all of it.
Like I think he could be so good this year. If he can stay healthy with the way they're running
it. He could be.
I don't know. Anyway, what was the...
What's his games line?
I don't... Wait, didn't he play...
I don't think they do that.
Yeah.
Like 7.5?
I think, first of all, I think one thing I really like about the Pels is their depth. Right now, if you look at the depth chart, they have CJ coming off the bench with Jose Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, and Trey Murphy. That is like the most insane second unit of like all time. Like CJ McCollum and Trey Murphy are both like very startable players, and then Alvarado and Hawkins very good off the bench. And then I was gonna say we were talking about a possible Vucevic getting traded. I think the Pelicans would be a perfect fit for him.
Or Valanciunas. Right?
They have solid defense. I thought you were talking about.
Wait, are you talking about Vucevic or Valanciunas? Oh, okay. Either works, but
yeah, Valanciunas would also work. He's the Wizards, right?
Yes. Sorry, I thought that was who we were talking about earlier was Valanciunas for the Wizards. Maybe I was just...
Yeah, I mean, a shooting big next to Zion, and then you have 3 elite perimeter defenders would be great.
I don't know if their bench is better than our bench, but it is one of the benches of all time.
Well, I don't have them above you guys, so...
No, Nick just said that.
Well, I don't know. It's close. Anyway.
It is very close. No, I agree. I really like their depth and defense. And if Zion's healthy, I love their offense.
Let's see. What do I have? Oh, at 8, I have the Rockets. I'll talk about that a little because I know 2 of you you had them already, right?
I had them at 10.
Kind of lost. I have them at 10 too.
Some of my things with them, Reed Shepherd is probably who I would have taken number 1 in the draft based on some of the stuff I've seen. As good as Ricochet is, I'm just saying, like, your prototypical number 1 pick is not really what Ricochet's like build is, but
it's also not what Reed Shepherd is.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. I love their ability to plug in different lineups against different teams. I've obviously been a big, I think it's Amen Thompson guy. I should probably know which one it is by now, but
right now he's 3rd on their depth chart.
Yeah.
At guard.
What do you mean 3rd?
Well,
he's
at forward,
right?
At forward he's at 2. Yeah, he's coming off the bench. They're deep too. They have a deep team.
Provide pretty good defensive capabilities on the wings for them, and
Jabari too.
Yes, with Jabari as well. So I just think they're so deep. There's so many different ways they can beat you, and I do trust Ime to get it done for them. That I could see them being a potential sleeper this year. Although I say that, and then I have them at 8? Is that what I said? 9? Let's see.
No, there's a world where they finish
8.
Like 5 or 6.
Worst case scenario happens for the Lakers, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Kings. The Rockets jumping up to a 5 or a 6. I'd love to see.
Not crazy.
That'd be
not
super
crazy.
Cool. And best case scenario for them, Jalen Green has a better season, and he looks like
I'm so high on him.
Remember that so high on him that he had last year where he was just
he put up 20.
He's unguardable. Yeah,
exactly. If he has that type of year over the course of a season, and if Reed Shepherd is a difference maker, then it's absolutely in the realm of possibilities for them to be a top 6 seed.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay,
that was my hardest. Going 5 through. I think I said this earlier, but going 5 through 10 and not putting the Rockets. I love the Rockets, but I also have no faith in them at the same time because they have Dylan Brooks. I hate Dylan Brooks. We'll see.
My 7 is a team that I believe Jacob Clark has at 2. So is it? You said hardest teams to predict, right? Were you referring to the Los Angeles Lakers?
I did not have the I have the Lakers at 6.
Wait, who was the hardest team to predict?
The Suns. I have no idea what the Suns are
Suns at 2. Okay.
I said
okay.
no. I have the Suns at 9. What are you talking about?
I swear to God, I said
I was talking about the Kings. I have the Kings at 5, and you have them all. All of you have them at like 10.
That's a joke, Jake.
okay.
Five of the Kings is a joke. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, it's not.
You're
I'm
telling me
serious.
they're gonna be better. If you're
They're a
giving
regular
them
season
five,
team.
Wait,
No one's listening
if
to
you're
me.
giving them
No one's
five, I
listening
can
to me.
name you 5 teams that are complete: the Thunder, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the Timberwolves. That's
I have
5.
the Grizzlies at 7.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
insane.
wow.
Not insane.
That's insane.
You think J. Morant's cool?
Their entire
Is he
team
better
is
than LeBron and AD?
disgusting.
Listen.
Their
Starting
team is
lineup:
disgusting.
Ja, Desmond Bain, Marcus Smart, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey. So complete, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like the bigs. I like the Twin Towers. I love Ja. It'll take some time.
I don't know.
I think they're going to be so
the last
good.
time they were healthy, they were the 2 seed, and I don't know how you argue that.
Yeah,
They are
would
a regular
also be
season team.
another one
That's
of
true.
those, regular season teams you speak of. But
I think you might just forget about how good Ja is.
I know how good he is. I saw him come back for those 2 games. But,
okay.
I mean, that's 2 years in a row where he's gotten hurt, bro.
Look at it this way. The Kings' best player is De'Aaron Fox, yes?
Mhm.
The Grizzlies' best player is Ja, right?
Cancel, yeah.
Cancel.
Well,
bro.
Ja's a little better.
Is
Ja's a
clearly
little better.
than De'Aaron.
Ja's a little better.
And
I hate Ja.
And if you look at the supporting cast, the Grizzlies, no doubt have a better supporting cast than the Kings. So there's no upper hand for the Kings over the Grizzlies.
I don't even know about that. I just think from a purely roster construction, the Kings can't really play defense. The Grizzlies are built to play both sides of the ball and can play defense incredibly well when you add in Triple J.
I hate 3 of their 5 starters. They're at 7.
Too. So
they have 2 depoys, bro.
Yeah,
2
exactly.
depoys with Ja.
Exactly. And then they have shooting with Desmond Bain too, and they have Luke Kennard on their bench.
Marcus is a good shooter.
Yeah.
Well,
Marcus
so
is a
why?
good
So this
shooter.
is my question. Marcus is not a good shooter. Don't say that. This is my question. Why are they good at spacing, but the Kings aren't?
No.
Keegan Murray's probably the best shooter outside. Well, I guess Bain.
Desmond Bain.
I just said.
Desmond Bain got
myself.
That boy got
Oh my god, I got myself. So you're not worried about you're not worried about the Grizzlies spacing, but you're worried about the Kings. Okay. You guys make no sense as well.
I am less worried about the Grizzlies spacing because they can play defense. In order for the Kings to win games, they need to be such a high octane offense, and part of that is spacing in the 3-pointer. That's the difference to me between the two of them. So
also, I'm probably higher on Fox than you guys are.
No, I think
I think DeMar just comes in his regular season, bro. I don't I have him getting swept by the Mavs.
Look, I don't think it's ridiculous to have him at the 5. I would be very shocked by it, but I don't think it's completely ridiculous. I think they are a good enough team regular season. We've seen them do it before. They're the 3 seed.
I just think they'll be out of the play-in.
That's fine. When I think of calibers of team, I would have the Grizzlies as a caliber of team higher than the Kings. That's just where I'm at with them.
They're in a different tier.
Yes. Yeah.
I disagree. I think they're in the same tier.
Let's see.
It doesn't matter because my team's coming out of the West no matter what. So
let's see. 7. The team I did have at 7 was the Lakers. I do think they'll be a better team because the coach is that big a difference, but he's also a first-year head coach, so there might be some nuances and stuff he has to pick up. I like that he surrounded himself with former head coaches on his staff. I thought that was a very good idea for him. But they're sort of similar to the Cavs for me, where I feel like coaching should have a pretty big impact for them. The only reason they're not higher is, as we've alluded to, the West is disgusting. So,
it's ridiculous. And I feel like I'm kind of saying this out of my ass. Are they? Let me look at their roster real quick. Oh, they have. Oh wait, this is the Clippers.
I don't love their bench. It's my other thing.
I probably don't.
Lakers.
Let's see. Russell, Reeves, LeBron, Rui, AD, Gabe.
Yeah, 20 straight last night.
Nah. I like Connect and Vanderbilt. I like Connect and Vanderbilt off the bench, but Vanderbilt's not healthy.
But another thing with the Lakers is that you have your 2 best players are 40-year-old LeBron and made of glass.
They're not a regular season team.
Yeah, not a regular season team. I had them at 8. I think the Lakers and Pelicans and Suns are all that's one grouping I would make. 3 teams, especially Suns and Lakers, are 2 aging teams, but very top heavy, talented rosters.
So is that a like tier list for you, or is that just a
Well,
similar?
I didn't do tiers, but like if I had to do tiers,
But
for
he's
the
saying
West,
like
I
because
would-
of injuries.
the West, I would do like there's a clear like 1 for me, and then like
Yeah.
2 through 5, and then like Suns, Pels, Lakers is like 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had the Rockets in that tier list when I made the actual tiers. That's the only reason I asked, but
I think.
I'm-
But
their
Nick's
star power
saying
is
Nick's
just a
saying
little-
they're
Yeah,
Nick's
that's
saying
fair.
they're grouped because
no,
of their
yes.
star power and that they're old. Like he's saying they're
Yes.
very similar teams,
Yes.
and like you're relying on injuries to not hit them.
The Lakers and Suns are incredibly similar. Like
Yeah.
so very similar. And I completely agree with that.
I think if it comes down to it, LeBron will get him to 6 because I don't think he wants to play in the play-in.
It's possible.
Because that's 2 extra games. But also, yeah, they could also be fighting for the 10 seed if they have injuries.
Yeah.
Like, and their guys are old. At least the 2.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
If we want to crack into the top 5 now, I've got the 2 bottom ones. I have Grizz at 5 and Nuggets at 4. I honestly think I might swap that right now. Grizz 4, Nuggets 5. I think the KCP loss for the Nuggets is going to be so massive. I think they're going to be super reliant on Jokic now. MPJ.
Although they already
doesn't
were.
swing the rock. Well, yeah, but like even like KCP,
Like,
is a
even
very,
more.
very
Even
good
more.
player. Like
He was great
now
for their
their-
team. I
Their
agree.
only plus defender now is Aaron Gordon, and like in terms of plus shooting, they're still pretty solid. But like the shooting will be worse without him. Like Aaron Gordon can't shoot, so I don't know. I still have them as a 4 or 5 seed, whatever. And then the Grizzlies we've already talked about.
I think Christian Braun can defend. I watched some tape on him. He was on Ant a lot in the Timberwolves series.
But
and he had
he's
some-
more of an energy. He's more of an energy guy. He's not like a defender. He's
Well,
just
he's
like
now their starter, so he kind of has to be their.
He has to be a
defender.
defender. He doesn't have a choice.
Which works to Nick's point. Like I
That's
do
true.
think that was a big loss, but it's just. I think he can have some of it. You know,
The Nuggets are relying on a jump from him, and he can make the jump.
he could. Yeah, I agree.
They're relying
So it's
on
kinda
a lot
just
of
like-
jumps though too. Like
They're
If you see a
playing-
Christian Braun jump, and to me, this is my prediction: MPJ jump, bro. I think he becomes like an all-star level player. I think he
mean,
becomes all-star
the-
caliber.
the
I just
issue-
think he shoots more. Like I'm so serious.
I
he
guess, but
makes
even if
more.
he shoots more, I feel like he's just not going to be seen in the like all-star caliber if all he's doing is just getting
Yeah,
that
All Star
higher
caliber
usage.
is crazy in the West.
Like sure, he
I know.
might
Yeah,
have more
in
points.
the West, it is a little ridiculous,
Um,
but I think he'll at least have the stats jump because of the volume jump
That's
that he
fine.
gets.
You know who's going to be great for him?
Russell Westbrook.
Sixth man of the
Brody.
year. Yeah.
He'll help.
I think he'll be actually
He's a
like
good
he'll
fit.
be
He's a
He
good
makes
fit.
he'll be
their
good
bench-
off the bench.
he makes their bench
He
better.
raises their bench floor if that makes any sense.
for sure.
Yeah,
Which is what you need if you're going to be in that. Like
if you're going to be in this top
they
half of
can't
the
just
West.
they can't just like lose every game that Jokic has to like play a little less. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're just demanding so much out of your star, and Russ helps with that. Like
Russell
Nick-
Westbrook at this point is just like a little Jokic who can't shoot. He's like a tiny Jokic who
I'm
can't
pretty sure
shoot.
Jokic shot like 30. I don't know, pretty low from 3 last year.
Bro, I saw Jokic in the playoffs. He'll be quintuple teamed bank from 40 feet away. Yes, he can shoot.
At 5, I had the Mavericks. I do think their offensive
Ooh.
upside's incredibly high. I very
Sorry.
much worry about their guard defense. I very much
Damn.
worry about it.
This is going to be more shuffled than I expected.
Like, to me, sure, PJ Washington showed some of it, but then if PJ Washington goes out to guard that elite level guard, they have a clear size issue because Clay is now on the 4, I guess, is what you're
What you
doing
gonna do?
there.
Put Clay on Chet?
Yeah, so like that is quite problematic to me, but you know.
Although they
they're
have
all kinda
Gafford too.
interchangeable.
I like Gafford.
Yes, but Gafford, are you saying you'd play Gafford and Lively at 4 and 5? Like, is that what you would do?
Oh, I
to
forgot about
solve the
Lively.
issue, or
No,
no?
I forgot about Lively. I forgot about Lively.
Lively going to shoot though.
Yeah.
Lively a shooter for
What
sure.
is he, the 56th best player according to ESPN or whatever? He's a good ball player, but that was ridiculous. He was over Jared.
Yeah.
They had him over Cade.
I was about to say, can I get names of people who use over Cade's
Jared
names?
Jared
like
Allen,
59.
bro. At the same position,
No,
they
he's
had
not better than
Jared
Jared
Allen
Allen.
behind
No,
him.
he's not.
And like he's a good player, but like you're putting him in a tough position.
He had a good playoff run, but
Put him in a tough.
But that's my main concern with them.
Why is Luca listed out right now?
the
Oh, he's
offense
game
will be
time.
there?
Never mind.
He probably just sat out a preseason game or something.
Probably. I didn't think about that.
But you know,
I was gonna say,
clips, but
I was gonna say, would it be crazy to bring Kyrie off the bench? But they don't even have someone like defensively.
It wouldn't fix their defense issues.
It wouldn't fix their defense. Yeah,
unless you're telling me Quentin Grimes is going to go back to that one possession of the Knicks where he got hurt and then clamps Jimmy Butler as like all the time. Like, I mean, he could do it. He's the only way because he's shown flashes of being a good perimeter defender before. But then you'd be starting him over Clay, and then that would probably piss off Clay, and then he'd shoot 0 for 10 again.
I have the Mavs at 3 just because I think that Luka is the best player in the league.
That's fine. Again, like this is where my interchange.
And this is the best team This is another thing. This is probably the best team or supporting cast he's had around him ever.
Yeah, they still.
You can hate Clay all you want.
Sure.
You can hate Kyrie for his playoff, but like this is definitely the best team he's had around him in a minute.
Yeah, I agree. I had the Mavs at 2, so I had I guess the biggest differentiator then from our list so far is I have the Wolves at 5.
Oh,
interesting.
I don't know how to interpret Julius Randle playing for them. Like, I really don't.
He sucks.
Well,
I think they could fall like 5 games behind in the beginning of the year and then just be making up ground from there. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, at the All-Star break, they were like 6 or 7 and then they kind of caught some steam. But I think that's going to be like a odd addition to their team, and I don't know how it fits.
I will say Julius does put more pressure on the ball than Cat did in the sense that he's not a better player.
Their spacing
Cat,
is kind of butt juice too.
A lot of Cat's possessions that I saw were just him shooting straight off the catch, and obviously Julius doesn't really do that, which is a bad thing and a good thing because Cat shot it at an incredibly efficient clip. It was a very valuable possession for them. But he has some of that, and then he'll open up the offense a little bit with the Devo when he's sitting in the post weak side to a shooter, and that will be good for them. But I don't think they got significantly worse, and the bench for the T-Wolves is incredibly good, in my opinion. So I would say that's sort of where they make up the ground. But yeah, go ahead, Clark.
Not that I give a damn about it, but for those of you that spacing's a big deal, which doesn't make any sense because you have the Grizzlies high, you hypocritical bastards. They have negative. Listen to this starting 5. Mike Conley, solid. Ant, hit or miss. Jaden McDaniels, you need him to be at his playoff level, which was 8% higher than his career. Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. I don't think there's a worse 4-5 for shooting purposes than those two buffoons.
Well, for spacing performances, Vucevic isn't on the team.
Zion
and Tice.
Herb Jones at the 4.
Whoever their fucking center is, dude.
Oh, wait, actually, Herb Jones is listed as their center, I'm pretty sure. What I will say is, I thought I saw that on their depth chart.
Bro, but it's Rudy Gobert.
No. Here's what I'll say about their spacing. The starting lineup is not very good.
I will say their bench
is
unit
incredibly good for spacing.
It's Ingles, Devo, Dillingham,
Nas Reed,
I love Nas.
So like, there's a scenario for me. I think they should work Devo's ability to play make, and he played point guard in college, and at points try to insert him into that starting lineup to add more of an element, just because he's an elite level 3-point shooter who fires at will, and that'll be extremely helpful for a team that otherwise doesn't have a lot of starting spacing. And then Randall, while not a good shooter, he's like, I guess, average to slightly below average. The teams guard him like he is, almost. So like he still provides spacing from that. Like he's not the type of guy they're going to paint sit on. They're still going to go out there for him. So I don't know. But yes, I completely agree with you that is their biggest issue. But again, they're another team that's an elite level defensive team that sort of combats some of those faults with them. But yeah, I had the T-Wolves at 2, I think. Just because
I did too.
Given their bench depth,
I think they're a regular season team.
Yeah, I think they can.
Like regular season players, Rudy Gobert is the regular.
Well, and Julius Randle is a regular season player based on his playoff performances. So,
I mean, I love Ant. So
so if you guys have him around 2, what would be like your realistic dream 2-7 playoff matchup in the West?
What is mine right now?
Nuggets. Not the Nuggets. The Timberwolves and Grizzlies. I think that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I
spacing.
think
Just everyone's going to be running at each other.
Be higher. But Ja versus Ant would be crazy.
Well,
could you imagine Ant trying to dunk on Edie?
I have the Nuggets at 3 and the Lakers at 7, so you flip the Nuggets up to 2 and you have JJ Redick inserted into the rivalry. Just make it Nuggets Lakers. Well, not really rivalry, but Nuggets Lakers P3. If you count the Lakers beating the Nuggets in their championship run, then I guess P4, and the Lakers got them once. But I don't know.
I think
so have their
Pelicans Timberwolves would be really fun.
That'd be cool.
Zion versus Rudy.
What about
at the center battle?
Grizzlies Timberwolves, baby. Edie versus
Bro,
Butler. It's not going to happen because you guys just talked me into thinking
the Grizzlies are not going to be the 7 seed, bro. I don't know how that.
But if they are, you said dream. You said dream.
Okay, that's fair. And everybody had Thunder at 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, poised for
we are so good.
First Thunder, first round. Let me see Wemby versus Chet. It's not that realistic, but you know it could happen.
I would love to see. Well, I mean,
dude, Lakers
like
Thunder
Rockets
is realistic, and that'd be fun.
I do not want to see the Lakers. We do not have an answer.
I think realistic.
That was being realistic.
That would be a good like. I think that could be like a 6-game series.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't want to see LeBron.
X Factor, Bronny James.
Yeah, I think.
No, LeBron James.
I think Jake's telling you all you need to know about that series. He'd be a little bit. I don't know.
Do not want. They are the one team I do not want to see. I want nothing to do with them. Everyone else I'm fine with.
Bro, they cannot guard you guys.
But we cannot guard LeBron.
Yeah, I know, but they actually cannot guard you guys.
I understand. We cannot guard LeBron. And AD is going to put his meat in those two dudes.
Bro,
like, oh my lord.
I think he would hurt Chet for the rest of the playoff.
Hardenstein would be fine. I mean, he's a good.
No, he would murder. He would murder Hart.
Okay, my opinion on the Thunder is I think they will win the NBA championship. So there you go.
That is also my opinion on.
It's a hot take. No, Nick, you always ruin it, bro.
I also think they'll win 70 games.
I think we'll win 70.
I don't think
that's my.
I could see 70.
We're so deep. I don't think we're winning the champ. I don't think we're star power.
I still think you're 1 year too young. I still think you're 1 year too young.
I don't think we're too young. We don't have anyone for what's his name?
It has to be the Celtics. I'm assuming is what you're going with.
No. We have someone for Tatum. We have plenty of people for Tatum.
For Katusi?
For Holiday. I love Drew Holiday. He's my favorite player in the league.
Drew Holiday? I mean,
he would be the X factor in that series. I'm so serious.
Guarding Shea.
You guys want to give a dark horse for like a sneaky, I don't know.
For like a playoff run?
Yeah. In each conference. Dark horse, we could just go out of the top 4, I guess.
The issue with dark horse is I could realistically see about 8 teams in each conference going on a run, so it's not like a.
No, not in the East.
I'm gonna go bounce back year from the Heat from the East.
Except for them.
From Spoelstra?
That would be my.
Except for them.
Because part of that filters into who I think will win Coach of the Year. I think Spo is just long overdue, and I just think they're going to give it to him.
Question: what seed are the Heat for him to win Coach of the Year? Because if they're dark horse,
4?
you had them at 8. 7?
Yeah, I had them at 8, but I'm saying I could see them being
they're going to give him the Coach of the Year as the 8th seed?
No, I think a dark horse year to me would be they jump the Pacers and the Magic, finish at 6, and then win their first round series or something along those lines.
That's fine.
Take down a Bucks, take down a Sixers.
The issue to me with that is if the Cavs were then above them, I would argue it might go to Kenny Atkinson, or if the Magic were above them, I'd argue it might go to Jamal Mosley, or if
dark horse.
I would go in with the. This one is more crazy, outlandish, but I would go Raptors.
Oh my god!
The Raptors they're my 9 seed, but dude, I mean, if you look at the roster, yeah, quickly RJ and Scotty Barnes could all. I mean, they're probably all going to average 20 a game this year or close. Yeah. If Grady Dick makes a little bit of a step up, Total is a fine center, and then you have an okay bench: Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk,
Davion Mitchell. Mitchell.
So, I think the roster is there, and Scotty Barnes, very good player, good on both sides of the ball. If he keeps up the jump shooting I know he improved a little last year. If he can keep improving that jump shot, they could be very good.
Mine
Jonte Porter.
You keep stealing my picks, dude. Oh my god. I will go.
My dark horse. Oh, go ahead, Aiden.
Sorry, if you want to go, you can go, so I can make a better argument for whatever team I was about to pick.
If you steal mine, I'm gonna be pissed. You can go.
Well, you're
go
going
ahead.
first. Okay. Fine.
Oh.
Yeah, go first. Go first.
Aha. Mine is the Atlanta Hawks if they don't trade Trey.
All right, I don't.
See, I knew you were going to take them.
I don't have an Eastern Conference team, bro.
I just think
elite off the ball, and they go boom.
I was about to say, you have a number 1 overall pick. Like, you don't even need a grand slam out of him. You just need him to be like, as advertised, right? Like, you don't need him to be LeBron, but you need him to be like
Loki as advertised.
You need him to be better than advertised.
A little bit better. That's because people are low on him. That's because people are low on him. He's a good defender. He's off ball.
Year, bro. No one thinks he's going to be good.
Well, no, it's not. It's just because the media.
I'm saying from like a.
Yeah. But yes, number 1 pick.
But like, yeah. I like their team. I don't know. I like that they have a ton of wings that are all like, except for him, are like defense or shooting, which is what you need. I think Trey, if dark horse, MVP, he'd have to get them to like 5 for that to happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. But like, I could see him going on like a 30 and like 12 or 13 assist season. I like their bigs. I don't know. I like their team. I could see them like it all clicking. You know.
I think the Ricochet is going to get a lot of easy jumpers in the corner off of Trey.
I do too.
Trey's ability to play on the ball and the gravity that he provides will allow.
I think it's the right. This is like this is a correct team to have around Trey. Like you've got Bogdan who can shoot. Yeah, sorry? Yeah. They don't have the star power to compete with the other teams in the East, but it's like I feel like this team is just gonna like work correctly. If like,
yeah,
it was built to. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Let's see.
So that's my East dark horse, I guess.
I guess given my East dark horse was the Raptors and then the Hawks, I'll go West, and I will say a team I've been generally high on throughout our standings and the way I've talked about them, which is the Rockets. I'll make the Rockets my dark horse partially because some of those other teams seem too obvious. The Lakers aren't a dark horse, right? The Suns aren't a dark horse. None of those teams are. They are very deep. They can play against you in a variety of ways. This is a dark horse, so I'm saying Reed Shepherd wins Rookie of the Year and has a high-octane shooting year, provides them with an elite
He's so NBA ready.
On a high volume, and he is NBA ready.
He is the NBA ready.
And then you pair that with an Amen Thompson and Dylan Brooks perimeter defending duo that I think could be very good as well, along with the sort of playmaking baby Jokic that is Şengün, and good coaching. And I think given that they can match up very well, or at least have different matchups for different teams and be comfortable with whatever they throw out there, they can go up against some teams and surprise them. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I like that.
Reverse order, so Flood to Jake to Nick to me now.
Wait, so what am I doing now?
Reverse order, the Western Conference teams. So now
he just gave his West.
Yeah, I understand that. So in the East, we went me, Nick, you, Aiden. Now we're going Aiden.
But Aiden didn't give it East.
Okay, fine.
Or is that because his team was taken?
Whatever.
No, he just got taken.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, mine just got taken. Okay, mine is. I like what Aiden said about him being too obvious. Dark Horse. We didn't touch on them really at all because they lost Clay. I could see the Warriors, if like their younger guys are a little bit better, and Wiggins is back. I mean, you still have the GOAT named Curry. I could see them pushing for like 7, which would be overachieving for them, and that's Dark Horse.
Yeah, no, that would be overachieving.
And you see I don't like the team, but they have
like a cheeky 7-game series in the first round or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to see Steph in a 7-game series. That'd be terrible for whoever worked their ass off to get to the 2 seed and then had to play in the West. Yeah, and then had to play Curry. That'd be terrible. So yeah, I mean, if they're young guys hit, I love Buddy Hield being on that team. I think that's great for them. But that would be banking on a 30, however old Curry is, like doing the same thing. I guess the 2 point guards that are each other healthy. Yeah, I was gonna say the Rockets, but I could see the Warriors going on a little run too. Kerr's still, I mean, he's a fine coach. He's got the wits to get it done. So yeah, Warriors.
I'm going even crazier here. Portland Trailblazers.
You are high on them.
Let's hear it.
Just listen to the team. Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Denny Avdija, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton. Those are 5 very solid players.
I didn't even know they had Denny.
Good defenders. DeAndre Ayton actually started playing good basketball at the end of last year. And then they drafted Donovan Clingan. They have Robert Williams. They still have Scoot if Scoot ever decides to play, basketball.
He had a good preseason game, I heard. Didn't watch it, but he had a good preseason
game. I think, talent-wise, their team is actually talented enough to make the playoffs in the West.
I don't know, dude.
Look. I'll put it to you this way. The West is more deep than the East. I still think the East is a much better conference than people give them credit for. So I will say, in the Eastern Conference, I could see them getting that 8 seed for sure. I could see them getting... No, that's probably as high as I'd go. I could see them getting that 8 seed. But it's just... The West is so deep. So I really don't have that much of an argument to sort of combat you, other than I just think the West goes probably 11 deep.
12.
10,
it
12
goes
deep
as deep as the Spurs are good.
Very good teams, and it's going to be hard for them to make that big a jump when that is the conference that they play in. But I like it. Go hot,
I mean, I'm going like the opposite of hot. If this counts as a dark horse, I love the Pelicans, dude. Like,
that's fine.
I don't see how that much talent doesn't turn into like some sort of playoff
out of the play-in. Yeah,
like in the years of tenure of Brandon Ingram and Zion, and so to me, I think they just have too much firepower to not at least get like a shout out in a segment like this, where it's like a team that could surprise someone and make a playoff run. If the Pelicans figured out their offense, they could like seriously take out a top team just because of how much talent they have. So I'll go Pelicans, even though it's not a super dark horse.
I would say they just need to be able to rebound the basketball. It's not even like an offensive ceiling or.
Although you saw the Thunder last year, we didn't rebound the basketball for shit.
It got better.
We did really good.
But
it did, but it's not like we were still 28th.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I guess my dark horse is the Kings. But that's just for the regular season. That's not for a playoff push team. It's just a regular season team, man. Y'all are gonna see. It's like the Pacers, regular season team. Okay. They care. Are we doing football picks to close it out? Even though we didn't really touch on.
Sure.
We can do picks and high low or
yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
By the way, does anyone?
Do you want to get added to high low?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll
throw Dylan in as the on the
just
pick.
So him and
Liam,
so like
him and Liam share a brain.
I changed the name to guest. Yeah, on the.
How did Liam do?
He's been doing actually. The wheel's been good for him.
We spin a wheel of a random team for his.
It's electric. So. It's electric.
He's doing better than me though.
Is he actually? Thank God. Oh no, Nick.
Last week was my first week getting double-digit points.
That's only a little bit sad.
I've been horrible. But yeah, okay. We'll do normal picks.
How many points did I get?
Oh, I had such a bad week. 20.
Well, last week Aiden got 20.
I got 20.
I got 11.
Because
Liam had 3 and Jake had 2. But so Aiden will get the pick first. But we'll do normal. Are we doing picks or just highlights?
Yeah, let's do picks first.
All right. First up.
I picked the Broncos by the way.
The London game.
Can we go rapid fire?
Patriots Jags.
Yeah. Jags. If they lose, this is the last time I'm picking
Patriots. Them. All right, next game. Seahawks.
Bro, I probably picked them 4 times this year.
Seahawks who? Falcons.
Seahawks at Falcons.
Walking Yo Trap, take over Yo Trap. I know y'all saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons.
I'm pretty sure I saw
Everyone's
it.
We're all taking Bills over Titans. We're all taking Bengals over Browns. Next, Texans at Packers.
Texans.
I'm going
Packers.
I'm very confident in that.
This is such a good game. I'm going Texans.
So confident.
Dude, this slate is sick. This Sunday.
Next game is stinky. Dolphins at Colts.
Fins. I think the Fins get back on track.
Colts.
Bro,
this is a get right game for him. Who in Miami is stopping him?
I said Colts.
It's a get right game for him.
Next up is a great game. Lions at Vikings.
Vikings.
I'm a Lions guy in this game.
Going Vikes.
Oh, I don't like that.
Which means Dylan's gonna pick it. God damn it.
No Aiden Hutchinson. I think they're.
Yeah, I think that's really big for him.
That's the difference in the game. All right, next Eagles Giants.
Eagles.
You two?
Giants.
Big Blue. They got y'all last year. Why not again?
Bro, they gotta get him once, and this feels like the vibes are so
and it's
low.
at home, and Saquon's coming. Saquon is coming back to New York. He's either dropping 4 touchdowns or doing nothing. There's no in between.
Fire Sirianni.
As an Eagles fan, I'll say
this is the game that gets Sirianni fired.
Yeah, no, that's literally. I almost hope we lose because then he has to go. Like
then he's terrible. He might be the worst head coach in the league. Like him and Zach Taylor are butt juice. They're terrible.
I could go on like a 10-minute rant, but like a quick version is he doesn't call the offensive plays. He doesn't call the defensive plays. So as a head coach, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to make good decisions and be a leader. He's the worst leader in the league, and he makes horrible decisions. So he does nothing. All right, next up, all taking.
Wait, so who are you taking? No, who are you taking?
I'm going Eagles, but
okay.
I don't like it.
All-time low for the vibes, though.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Are we all taking Rams at home against
after a bye week?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Are we all taking Commies at home against Panthers?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next up, big boy game: Chiefs at Niners.
Chiefs.
49ers.
I'm on Pat here.
I'm not betting against Pat. I'm done betting against Pat. I took the Saints. What the hell was I thinking?
I thought the Saints.
Only because it's the regular season. That's the only reason I'm doing this.
All right, next game is Jets at Steelers.
Ooh.
Sunday Night Football.
Bro, they just benched Fields. Those are not the vibes. It's Russ. Give me the Jets.
Can I take the under?
That's what high low.
The line is pretty low.
That's why.
It's like
I was about to say, I think it's 38.
Like 38 and a half. Ah, dude, this game's so ugly, but...
Bro, it's Sunday Night Football, too. What are they doing? This is the opposite of Cook.
Take the Jets.
I was going to pick Steelers until Jake reminded me that Russell Wilson is starting at QB, so I'll go. Or sorry,
dude, I actually like the product that Fields has put out on the field.
Bro, I do too, and you know what? If Fields was starting, I would take him because the Jets cannot stop the run. Yeah. But now you have Russell Wilson.
I'm in the same boat. I'm completely in the same boat.
Yeah. But also, the last time the Steelers were on Sunday Night Football against a team who couldn't stop the run, they still lost. So, I'm sick of the Steelers.
We got a doubleheader
on Monday.
Stun. Doubleheader on Monday. First one is Ravens at Tampa.
Baker, baby! The better quarterback. The best quarterback in the NFL. Let Bake cook.
Are you actually taking the Bucs?
I have taken the Bucs.
That's fine.
Damn.
Ravens.
Yeah, I want Ravens.
And then last game, the only one that would ever take Cardinals is AP, but it's Chargers Cardinals.
Bro, I'm still a non-believer in the Chargers, but somehow I'm also a non-believer in the Cardinals now, so... I really want to take the Cardinals.
J.K. Dobbins is going to get 45 carries for 287 yards. Like,
it doesn't matter if Marv's playing, bro.
Marv has a concussion.
Chargers.
I don't know if he's playing or not.
It is so the Chargers. They got both.
Need to win their trust back.
The Chargers got both of their linemen back, which is huge for them. They got Slater and their first round pick back.
Pick'em or high low. Flood, you get first pick or
low.
What do you want?
You get first pick of.
I get first pick of pick. Yes.
Well, so you take choose what position he drafts from.
But you go highs and then lows.
Dude, this is a really ugly week. Give me 2 in both.
Wait.
2 out of 4.
Wait, no, we have 4 now. We have 4 now. No. Give me the 2 for defense and the 3 for offense.
Okay.
All right.
I did the math.
Say what pick you want in the first round, and then.
Is it high and then low?
So 3 for offense then.
Yes.
3 for offense.
I'll go 4 for offense. I'll take offense last.
I don't want to go first.
Where are you for offense or for defense, Nick?
I'm going last.
I want.
You're 4.
I want number. Give me.
Okay, I'll take 1-4 then.
Wait.
Was I last week?
You were last.
Than Jake last week.
Did Jake get negative last week?
Wait, so
I lost.
are you going first?
Yeah, I'll go 1. I'll go 1-4.
What's your high pick?
I'll take the Ravens as my high.
Prime
time.
All right, hey, let me down last week. Got to roll with them back to back. Give me the commies. Wait, am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to take the same team?
Yeah, you are. I did it with the Bills earlier in the year. You just can't take them like 3 times in a row.
It's just because last week I had faith in us beating the Ravens, and then now we're playing the Panthers. Like last week it was a gutsy pick. This week it's a matchup pick.
Why would you take the Commanders instead of the Ravens?
Because I thought we were going to win. Why would I take the team that is going to score less points?
Give me the Buccaneers on the other end of that game.
Oh. Wait, you just picked the Ravens, though.
Yeah, and I would have picked the Ravens, but they already picked.
Interesting. All right, I'm going
Falcons.
Falcons against the Seahawks.
Even though I could.
Yo, low-key forgot that game existed. I can't
lie.
That is the most forgettable 1 o'clock game ever.
For the low.
The wrong team.
Dude, there's a lot of ugly stuff on the board here, dude. I don't even know. I guess I'll go Steelers.
No.
I looked and thought that would be a sleeper low.
That's why.
Hell no, it's Russell. It's Ratussi.
That's why I took the 2 because I was like, no way the 101 is the Steelers. I get him at 2. I'll go with good old reliable. Give me the Titans as my
Fuck.
Will love this moment.
Okay, so I know I picked the Giants, but that's because I think they're going to win a really low-scoring game. So, what are the odds that the Eagles their defense is so bad. I take it back. Let me go with. I really wanted the Saints yesterday. Can't believe I didn't get that. Can I get the? Oh, this is ugly. Fuck it. Give me the Raiders.
Fuck, dude. There's a fall off after the Raiders.
The Giants beat the low allegations.
Okay.
Bro,
now I have to figure out if I want to
take the Giants.
I have to figure out if I want to pick against my pick. Realistically, my options here are like Carolina,
Giants.
But I still think I think the Panthers might score like 21 points.
Our defense sucks.
I know, and like they can run the ball a little bit. I could pick Carolina. I could pick someone in the Eagles-Giants game.
Eagles.
Just one of the 2.
Our defense is elite.
The only issue with picking the Eagles is AJ Brown might dunk on your secondary.
Yeah,
as he always does.
I think I'll just go with old reliable Massage Watson.
Yeah,
that's good.
Good pick.
Even though the Bengals are so bad, like
although their defense looked good last week. I mean,
Bengals?
it's the Giants.
it's against Daniel
Giants.
Jones.
I forgot it was against the Giants.
It looked okay. But yeah, I'll take Deshaun. All right, I feel good. I got Ravens, Browns. I like that.
I don't feel good at all, but like
The
I said,
You know Joe Burrow.
yeah.
You want to? Can I say something? You know Joe Burrow has never won in Cleveland.
Wow.
So this would be like
Are they in
such
Cleveland?
a Browns game to yes.
Nick Chubb is going for
Wait,
800 yards.
Chubb.
Was it Rank who sent the song about "Give It to Nick Chubb"? That was a good song.
Yeah.
It was the Ish Smith one. That one
And
was
the
awesome.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Alright,
man,
was
what a
that
successful
another-
show, guys.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah, fun episode.
Always good to
If
discuss.
we
that.
get the chance, we might drop some awards, but I doubt we get that done before the season starts. I don't know. We'll
For the NBA.
we'll see.
It starts Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, when can I?
It's gonna be discussed
I don't know if we have
post-recording.
practice on Monday.
Bye-bye,
Look at my
everybody.
schedule. I have nothing next week.
Good to see
It's
you.
so nice.
We'll figure out a time.
Award prediction.
But hopefully,
Yeah,
I
we'll figure
do another one.
Maybe.
Good pod, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out, boys.